Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the wild countryside of Scotland, and once again it's an evening adventure. And today I've actually come to the Rocks of Solitude, folks, and check out, all these trees are gone now. Since the last time I was here, this place has totally changed for sure. Wow, what a wild landscape. Just like the last video, folks, I'm actually trying out my new gimbal for this adventure, and it's actually a race against sunset to bring this like adventure. I can actually see on the back hills the snow. It's totally crazy. This is some wintry evening adventure we're on right now. No way, look at that, there's a quartz seam through the middle of that stone. Pure white. Absolute madness, folks. Yeah, I've got the hyper smooth setting switched off on the GoPro just now for this adventure. I need to try and get down these paths. It's totally crazy, folks. I'm not even sure if the footage is coming out because it's starting to get pretty dark, and I'm sure by the time I'm coming back up this path it's going to be dark for sure. It's quite a dangerous spot, this, at the river, so we'll have to keep it safe. Wow, all these paths have changed since all these trees fell down, folks. Check this out. All these paths and stuff have changed and gotten blocked. Whoa, this is my challenge. I just wanted to come to this river's edge before sunset, because in the winter in Scotland, like, the days are short, the nights are long, and the temperatures are freezing. So it's cool just to come out and do adventures like this when I get the chance. And this has been the first like holiday I've had since August, I believe. But even when I'm on holiday from work, I still love coming out on these adventures and making videos. Stuff like this is so cool, folks. I often end up seeing little corners of the world that I never would have seen. Oh, I'm just taking it easy, I'm keeping it rolling. The viewers are along on this adventure with me. And look above me here, a big tree. Wow, that's an uprooted tree root right there, folks. It's a dangerous environment we're in. I've almost made it to the river's edge. This is so cool, folks. The rocks here are just absolutely insane. It's amazing that something like this can actually occur in nature. I have to weave my way through between these trees. Wow, this is crazy. Check it out, folks. It's a mad river scene down here. All these trees have been knocked over from the carnage and the recent storms. These rivers can rise and fall about 10 metres or more. It's often a crazy scene. And I remember I was down here in the summer with like the channel DJ, and it was just after the wind had blown trees right across the river. That's how it's cool to come back at different times of year to these places, and it's often like a different place, like a different country. Wow, look at the rocks, folks. It's like a scene from Jurassic Park or Lord of the Rings. Mad countryside landscape, and the water's so like frothy and dark, it almost looks like Guinness or Coca-Cola. Yeah, I just love the ruggedness and the craziness of these rocks right here. We'll head on down and get a better shot of the river. It's probably not advised to come down to these locations, Ken, when it's starting to get dark, because if you did ever get into an emergency, Ken, it would be harder to rescue you, obviously, if it was pitch dark. Look at this, folks. Evidence here, the river's been at this height, because like you can see the grass stuck in the tree. So just imagine that, the water flowing at head height here. Ken, we're currently really high above the water as well, so it's amazing to think of that difference. The river just comes in and churns back and forward as it comes through this section in front of us. It's almost like a strange type of rock. It's got like layers in it. It's got like soft and hard layers, all getting worn differently by the water. This is what I absolutely love, folks. Crazy bits of nature within Scotland. I'm hoping to go and explore some abandoned history pretty soon. But these countryside adventures have just been a cool madness in this holiday period. This is the same day I just recorded literally the Purner's Brig adventure that you may have seen in the last video. And it's just cool to get out often and stretch the legs. Wow, what a scene this is right here, folks. The gimbal's getting tried out for sure. I'm just obviously aware, like, it's getting dark super quick. It's often cool having an evening adventure like this. Wow, folks, this is crazy. It's honestly like going into a set from a film from another planet. It's almost like a planet where no humans exist. All the colours here with the green moss and the rocks, and then those like tree needles on the ground, they make an orange colour. It just adds to this crazy environment that we're in right now. Wow, this is absolutely mad. All my times down at Bodden and stuff, exploring at the rocks, it trains me for adventures like this. Getting grip on the slippy rocks. Wow, I love it when you look down and see the river flowing and churning. If you fell in there, you'd be dead. Probably the currents would be so powerful and strong. And that's super deep at that location. The sides of this river here are just sheer. And straight drops down. The water's just powerful and unforgiving. Wow, that's a cool scene right there, folks. This has been another short little Scottish adventure into a crazy wild landscape. Hardly seen, hardly documented. Especially when almost like the sun's setting right now. Well, look, this path here is even blocked with the trees. I remember years ago walking around these paths, and it's a crazy network of paths here. It goes all the way down to the village of Edzell. There's like a blue door, and you go through it, through a dike, and then you can just head up the side of the river, literally like all the way to here. But there's just tons of paths, because there's some paths at the water's edge, and then there's other ones like further up the cliff. And there's actually a cool old tower in the woods, which at one time was like a folly for an estate around here. I'll have to go back there soon for an adventure. But obviously tonight it's pretty much like getting dark. Whoa, I just got sprayed in the eye from that bush. It's a total madness, folks. Check this out, imagine that falling down on your head. This gimbal's getting a try out for sure. Climbing through all this absolute madness. Look at this, folks. It is honestly just carved from like the river and stuff. It's getting so dark now we can hardly see it. But look at the way this is like channeled out. Massive cliff edges. It's the character that's given by like the moss and all the overgrowth. It's almost like a Scottish jungle environment we're in. That's often the coolest adventures. I always love it when I find like abandoned history and stuff hidden in the middle of places like this. That's often how I find the coolest stuff. Just by going on adventures and climbing through the wild lands of Scotland. It's amazing what's out there and what's hidden from years gone by. All these trees that I'm climbing over, they're most likely washed like down river in the storm, and some of them have been toppled in the storm. Check this out here, folks. There's literally like an old dike here, dry stone dike built many years ago. I love the way the moss and stuff grows on things like this. Check it out. It's like it would almost disappear. It'll almost disappear to nature one day, stuff like that. I was thinking there was a path at the top of that, but it might be better just sticking here. Look at this, folks, the fungus on the underside of there. Wow, folks, this is Scotland in the evening. It's so cool that I can share videos like all conditions, all weather conditions, and then even late on into the evening. It's fun just to see these places, and often it's mad, like the nature and animals as well when I'm exploring these places. Tonight's adventure I've not seen much, but again, this will be a haven for like deer and all sorts of animals. Buzzards and birds of prey, and also this is a popular spot for fishing. And there's a lot of spots here which were designed for fishermen. Yeah, now I'm coming through these trees, it's probably really dark on the footage. This is crazy, folks. This is the kind of real adventures that I end up getting into. I'm literally not even on a path now. I'm just coming straight up the hill to this clearing, and I'm hoping it's the clearing next to my car. Yeah, this is it. What an adventure it's been, folks. It's been short, but it's been cool to see that. I'm absolutely gassed after walking up that hill. Look at this, you can see where the forest machines have been in here clearing it up. This is an ideal area to come and park now. If ever you're coming to visit the Rocks of Solitude, it's literally just like 3 or 4 miles up the Glen Esk Road from Edzell in Angus, Scotland. So it's a cool little walk, that. And it is super interesting to see the way the rocks and that's worn. And like I say, there's miles of paths there, but I'm just like racing against the sunset. In another 15-20 minutes it'll be almost pitch dark here. Way out in the glens of Scotland here, there's no street lights. Yeah, you can get proper stranded. I do have the phone torch, like, but yeah, it's often a madness. Like, those are crazy places to be, and if it's dark, again, it's dangerous. Anyway, I'm just about back at my car. That was cool. I'll be back soon with the next adventure. I'm not sure where I'm going, but I'm going to try and go to like an ancient building or some abandoned bit of history, folks. We'll find something. But I'm going to end this one here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with the next one.